Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes, all the product I'm using, all the dimensions are listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products and help support my channel. There's a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There's my email address if you have any questions or would like to find out about in-person classes if you live in the local area. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. So I'm coming back to a suite that is in the new catalog. I played with a little bit when the catalog first launched, and I said I'd be coming back to because I did not play with the pretty florals. Did play with this. Today we're going to play with both and some of the DSP. So, we're going to play with pretty frills. We're not going to play with the dies today. We're just doing the stamps. We'll come back to dies in a few weeks, I think. Sweet Blooms, we're going to be using this sentiment, You Make Me Smile, Hello, and Lovely. But we're not stamping Lovely. We are going to be using the dies. We have Bloom and Lovely. And I believe that's Lovely and Lovely. So we have 2 layers we can do. So, and I will show you the card we're making. We have beautiful flowers on our envelope. And this is the card we're making. It's a very simple, easy card. You make me smile. I think that says it all. So, let's get started. Let's do our little bit of stamping. And we need that. We need a piece of, this is a 1/2 inch by something. Big enough to stamp the hello on. I actually grabbed a couple. They're just cut-offs when I was making my layers. You know, when you cut your layers, you have these little 1/2 inch pieces. I save those for that. We'll need our envelope. And let's see, what else do we need to stamp on? Just the inside of the card, the envelope, and that. So let me grab my mat here real quick. And let's start with the flowers, I think. So we're going to do the stalk first, and I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for that. And I'm going to just come down. I'm going about halfway. I don't want the flower sticking up too far, so I'm coming about halfway down on my stalk. And I'm going to do the same thing, even a little further on the envelope. Like that. So if you want your stalk shorter, make them start shorter. And that is the Granny Apple. Then we're going to use Petal Pink. I believe it was, yeah, it's stamped off Petal Pink. So it's not two, there's 2 pieces to this. This is the detailed, and this one is the inside. I found this one easier to do the inside. Each stamp set seems to be a little different. Sometimes the outside's easier. You have to find what's easier for you. So we're going to put this, and you can tell I've been stamping off. And this is pretty in pink, right like that. I don't want it very dark. And then we'll stamp this one off. Put that right there. And then we're going to come in with Strawberry Slush with our detailed. And you can line this right up over the top. You're not doing it through a camera, I know. Not too bad. We'll do the envelope. Oh, that one's even better. Okay, and then we need to do our words. So this one is You Make Me Smile. And I'll put that right across here. below, it's going to go on this piece of paper. Still using Strawberry Slush. I'm coming to the other end. It broke up a little bit in the center. I didn't press quite. That's better. Yeah. The L broke apart a little bit on this one. So the extent of this little thing is I just came straight up. But this one I think I'm going to put a little angle. The other one I came straight up. This one I'm just going to put a little teeny angle. You can do it either way. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is make our lovely. You're going to need 2 pieces of paper. And I have the dimensions in there. They're, I don't know, 3 by 4 or something like that. So the larger piece here is for the white, and this one is for the Strawberry Slush. So let's get Otto out here, aka the Stampin' Cut machine. And I'm going to move my ink so I don't keep on hitting it. And we're going to need plate 1, plate 2, plate 3, and another plate 3. So we're going to line all these up in here. Just like that. Now, if you wanted to put adhesive on this, you'd put it on this one here. I was going to use the adhesive sheets, but discovered I just had a tiny little piece left. I need to reorder, and for some reason, I don't know if I didn't get it on the list or forgot. So we're going to use the old-fashioned method before we had adhesive sheets. And I'll show you that, which works equally as well. A little messier, but it does work. I haven't figured out what to do with these yet. I think they make a nice flower, though. I'll have to work that out. I keep on looking at them like I shouldn't be throwing them away. I do, but I keep on thinking I shouldn't. So, and you can use these as stencils. You could use that one right there, that white, as a stencil. You can use that one as a stencil as well. Do you know what I mean by a stencil? You put this on, take your blending brush and go over that and have that, and then put. I'll have to show you how to do that. I'll make a note to myself how to do the stencils with the lovely. It's very cool. I didn't think about it till just a moment ago. And so let's pop this out. And there's lovely. And here's the shadow layer, which the shadow layer in mine is white. You can make it another color. Make sure that you put your dyes away clean. But yeah, I will try to remember to show you guys how to do that. Is you take the lovely, the large piece, you blend with a blending brush, then you cut another piece out and set it into the blending, is what you do. But I don't have a blending brush out here right now. Or I would show you. Okay, we're gonna need a mat, and I have an old piece of sponge that I have on a bag that says glue. You guys have seen me, if you watched me anytime, you've seen me have this. And it gets rather sticky and nasty, but you know, it lasts for a long time. And it was a little bigger than that. So what you're gonna do is you get everybody ready. You're gonna set this here. You're gonna put a little bit of glue down here. You don't need a lot. You're going to take your sponge and you're going to daub your sponge. May need a little more than that. Now this is actually big enough that you can come in here if you're very careful and put dots in. like this. So you can use the sponge or you can be very careful, like I'm doing here. Either way works if you don't have adhesive sheets. Adhesive sheets are cleaner and easier, but this isn't bad. Then you got to pick it up, and it's going to be sticky just like an adhesive sheet. Now I'm going to move this over so I have a nice clean spot right here on my mat. And I'm going to start with the L. And yes, there's a little glue on the front, but it'll be fine. It's important to start this with your L straight. Hang on. I'm sticking to my own stuff. Because it will bend on you because it is so thin. There we go. And you're going to get a little messy in this, but who cares? You're just going to sit here, and I pulled that apart right there. I'm going to show you how to fix it. We'll be fine. Just sort of line those up. That happens sometimes when you're doing these. Get my L back where it belongs. And yes, it is a little clumsy. And even with the adhesive sheets, it's a little clumsy. Leave that on there until we put it away. Now I'd see where I separated the piece there. It's fixable. Put a little glue in there and slide that back down. And it's all fixed. And there's our lovely. I'm going to let that dry. This mat will dry and I can just peel that off. This is going back in the bag that says glue and is sealed. And you excuse me for one moment. I'm going to take a little glue remover, antiseptic. Whoever knew that antiseptic, I discovered it worked really good for glue during COVID. Something we actually got good out of COVID. I always knew alcohol did, but that's fine. So our card base is eight and a half by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick our card base in. Now, if you ever have a card where one side is over, this front piece here, this one is just slightly over the other one here. That's when they're just slightly over. If you have one that's slightly over, put it on the top, okay? It happens. I mean, I'm talking like 1/32 of an inch. But if you can see it, put the larger piece on top. It just makes your card look better. But if you don't, it won't kill anything. Okay. You make me smile. Now I have a piece of this beautiful DSP. And it is 5 by 5.5. I'm getting this wrong. It's 3 by 5.5. It's full length. And we're going to put this, we're going to center it right in the center. So I'm going to line up my card here, my grid, so I can see where center is on here, which is right about there. Try to center it as close as you can. Start at the bottom, go to the top, just like that. Next, we're going to mount this on here at an angle, and our hello. And we're going to use dimensionals, and I think we're going to be using a lot of mini dimensionals, if I remember right. Yeah, this is just, if you use half full size, just cut them up. And if you strategically place the minis, you can get a few on there. Then you're still going to end up cutting some small strips, or, you know, use the stripped ones. They're even too wide as well, so these work pretty good. And we need one here. I need one down here. Gonna try to get one more right there. Gets too thin at the end almost. One here. And this one is going to be just a tiny little piece there. And since I got that little piece there, we'll put it right there. There. So it takes lots of little pieces, but it's fine. Oh, I did find out who made that bowl. That was not made by my aunt. It was made by my great aunt. Yeah, I have one aunt left, and I asked her if she knew anything about it. And she told me it was made by my great aunt Esther, which was her aunt. So it's old. It was made in 1954. I mean, it's not that old. I'm going to go off to an angle like that. But it was nice. I wanted a little more history on it if I get it. Now, I've been cutting a lot of dimensionals and stuff, and my snips are getting a little sticky. Little alcohol wipes or a little alcohol in a cotton ball. Take that right off. Anytime you get your scissors a little goopy, it works great. And I'm going to tuck this without the dimensional back right in there. I'll show you the two for comparison. And for bling, yes, we have beautiful in colors to go with this, but unfortunately, I don't have enough. I only have 2 Strawberry Slush left. They're on my no order list. And so, which is going in sometime. So these are the holographic resins, which I have not taped this one down yet either. Tell it's something new I haven't used a whole lot of, because I usually tape it down. And what we're going to do, there's 3 sizes. So we're going to grab a large one, and we're going to put it here in the upper corner. Then we're going to grab a medium, because these holographic pick up all the colors around it. And then we're going to grab a small one. So it just makes a little trail coming down. And that is my card for today. So here's the first one I did. And all I did was cut this one straight where I made this one an angle. That's the only difference. And if you guys might recognize this card, I sort of cased the catalog, selectively edited a couple things. So it's slightly different. That's what casing is. And it's fun to do because you make it your own. So thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.